Is it me or is this Alexander Isak record-breaking transfer potentially unnecessary for Liverpool? Because Isak coming into the squad, I don't see a fit, especially with the new signing of Ekitike. Now, this is Liverpool's depth. They have Salah starting, Ekitike, and Gakpo. That's the starters. Now, you got that 16-year-old Rio who just scored the game winner, who is potential depth on the wing. Not only that, you have Chiesa, who got you another game winner in the first week of the Premier League. You also have Jones, who can play, on the wings. Not only that, hear me out. You have Wirtz or Dominic, who can as well make a shift in the forward positions. So you have all these options with Liverpool going forward, right? And this season, they did well replacing Trent and getting a replacement for Robertson with Kirkes and Frimpong. But now you have a potentially close to 40 years old Van Dijk and Konate, who's potentially leaving after this season on a free. So, Ekitike, like I just said, in 3 games has scored 3 goals. In the championship game against Crystal Palace, scored a goal. First week against Bournemouth, scored a goal. Then against Newcastle, scored a goal. Now, the problem with Liverpool is this. 2 goals conceded to Crystal Palace in the Community Shield. Game 1 against Bournemouth. 2 goals conceded yet again. And then against 10-man Newcastle, for the whole second half, they had 10 men. Whole second half. Up 2-0. They brought it back to 2-2. This shows you their defensive liabilities, man. Kirkes on crosses, set pieces, he seems like a liability. Virgil van Dijk doesn't look the same. Konate's heads in Madrid. Right now Liverpool should genuinely be looking at defensive transfers. You can get 2 or 3 defenders with the money you're willing to spend with Isak, because scoring goals is not Liverpool's problem. They've literally scored 7 goals in 2 games of the Premier League. You want to add to the Community Shield? 3 games, they have 9 goals. 3 games, they have 9 goals. So Liverpool's problem isn't, we need an attacker to score goals. We're missing key opportunities. No, you're not. You're scoring the goals. You're just not defending well. You've already conceded 6 goals in 3 matches here. It's the defense. And I've been saying this, and I've been getting called a madman. But the numbers are right in front of us here. And if they're weak on set pieces, they're conceding off throw-ins, conceding off corners. What is Arsenal going to do in Anfield? Genuinely. Because Arsenal's looking confident. Because not only are they going to Anfield with injuries, right? This is the first time ever Arsenal's going to be actually confident with Odegaard and Saka not being able to play. They're injured. They're not going to play that game. And Arsenal's going to go in there. And they're going to be confident because they see Newcastle with 10 men score 2 goals off set pieces, off a throw-in, off a corner. What is their bread and butter? Set pieces. Arsenal scored many goals, and only 2 of them come from the run of play. The Gyökeres and the Saka one. Everything else are set pieces. Everything else. So they are going to eat you alive when you see Gabriel, you see Saliba, Timber, Calafiori, Rice, everybody coming after you. Gyökeres on those headers. Liverpool are really going to have to pray every time there's a corner. It's going to feel like a pen. And defensively, their liabilities just because of that. And if they think signing Isak for a record-breaking deal is going to solve all these issues, it's really not. And they're going to be in shootouts every single week in, week out. Liverpool will be in some shootouts. And we all know that can only get you so far. It genuinely can. You cannot win the Premier League conceding 2-3 goals week in, week out. Especially if you're conceding 2 goals to a 10-man Newcastle team with Alexander Isak, their best player, sitting out, not playing. It's unbelievable that game even got to where it was, and it showed a lot of weakness. And Liverpool fans, yes, you're happy for the 3 points, but you're concerned for the future. You're genuinely concerned because the defense is shocking, mate. And that's why I'm saying this signing is unnecessary, because your striker, who you just signed, has scored a goal every single game he's played in a competitive game. Palace, Bournemouth, Newcastle scored a goal every time. You know, you're subbing him off early. You're trying to ease him into it. I get it, but he's performing in those minutes. And what is that gonna do to him if you break the record after him scoring every single game for another striker? You have 6-7 options. And the options off the bench have worked out. Chiesa and Rio got you winners. They came in and made a difference. Ekitike on the pitch is making a difference. Gakpo's making a difference. Salah's making a difference. Really, the only one not performing is Wirtz. So, genuinely, this is where Liverpool have to look at themselves defensively. That's where they have to actually attack their problems. Because if they don't address defensive issues before the transfer window ends, they aren't going to be able to win the league again. Because attacking-wise, they look great. Nobody can diss them attacking-wise. Defensively, though, they look vulnerable. But anyways, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Does Liverpool need to sign Isak or address their defensive vulnerabilities? But anyways, thank you guys for watching.